Welcome to Out Loud, a comedy podcast where I talk with queer comedians about identity as well as just talk and shop about the comedy community. I'm your host, Corbin Willmorth, and I'm here because, well, what comedian just doesn't have a podcast nowadays? Today on the pod, I have a really interesting episode in for you guys. You might recognize his name from the Netflix documentary Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey, which was about a section of his family. At the very least, I've seen a clip of him saying that he was related to them, which I don't know if that's true or not. I'm kind of just going off of what I heard from that. At the very least, he's had a lot more experience with religion than I have. The closest thing I've had to a religious experience is when I took ayahuasca in 18, and I met God, and I'm pretty sure she's a black woman named Adebayo. But then, of course, there was also the time that I saw Evanescence live and hearing Amy Lee sing Bring Me to Life. Yeah, I'm going to say Adebayo was there that night. This man has opened for so many comedians, like more than I can even count. He's done numerous shows at both the Spokane Comedy Club as well as in multiple spots over in Idaho. He is the co-host of The Pod of Great Price, which is where he and his friend go through the Book of Mormon, like one chapter at a time, and like kind of riff and joke about it. And also, this man grew up in polygamy, a more fundamentalist Mormon cult, which fascinated me as a true crime junkie who loves like learning about cults and shit. Anyway, this is Chris Jessop.
Weird when you live in Spokane and you have my face and head, I'll be honest. Because you live really close to North Idaho. Yeah, right? And I have to say this, I am a queer person, okay? I'm bisexual, okay? There's two of us, we're really outnumbered. Yeah, and I have to say this, I'm not afraid to be a queer person who lives this close to North Idaho. For one reason, and one reason only. Getting spit on and being called gay slurs is something that I'm into. Oh, yeah. Joke's on you guys. I'm into that shit.
The first half of my interview with Chris Jessop, I didn't even ask any of the questions that I had prepared. We just fully riffed and bullshitted about his life growing up, for the first 30 minutes, which I thought was insane. And I felt like we connected a little bit, on a lot of subjects. And I don't know if it's the fact that we both just have a lot of similar interests, or it's the fact that we're both just cis white bisexuals who are also comedians. Could be either one. Well, anyway, here's the interview.
I've heard of the Blue brand.
Yeah, this was $100 at Walmart pre-pandemic, so Lord knows how much it is now.
Yeah. Probably get it for a dime and a nickel, huh?
Honestly, probably.
Yeah. That's sweet, though. It looks like a thing that you would have in a center console of a spaceship. Maybe.
Yeah, no, this is no, you know those people with their fuck ass modded manual transmission cars, they put this as the shifter knob.
Oh yeah. They have a skull on their shifter.
I've seen some people with a fucking 8 cue ball.
Oh yeah, an 8 ball. I've seen those. It's like those weird accessories that you can buy for your car. What is it about accessories in cars that we feel like we have to put shit on them, you know?
Honestly, I have no fucking idea.
It's like the shifter equivalent of truck nuts.
Right. No, it's every person in the Pacific Northwest all has stickers all over their fucking car, you know?
I know, and at some point, how politically involved will you get to the point where you can't see out your back window?
Honestly, I don't fucking... It's as long as there's just one square.
Yeah, as long as you can see just the width of the mirror on the other side.
You're fine.
You'll be alright. You won't be able to tell the cops are pulling you over, but...
Oh, no.
Sir, you don't want to know why I pulled you over? You're too leftist. But yeah, no, I don't... Who invented truck nuts?
Honestly, I don't know, but I bet they're sitting on a fat stack of just bullshit money.
Oh, dude.
That's fuck you, pay me.
Exactly. You know for a fact that person, whoever made truck nuts, they are fat and happy with their bank accounts. And they're just capitalizing on people's oh, yeah.
Same
Like,
with
that's
whoever
it.
invented the fucking Lime scooter, I bet.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, like, like, millennial had this idea of, like, what if we just put scooters in every city that people pay to ride? And then they get high and throw it in the fucking river. Like, that's...
Yeah, you see like those wary Lime scooters that are like on top of a telephone pole, and you're like, how did you get up there?
No, genuinely, like, I am always surprised at the ingenuity of your typical Spokane crackhead.
Oh, I mean, truly genius level work with a lot of stuff. Do we know what the logic is? No, but we see the intention.
Yeah, no, like I moved to the Spokane area like 7 years ago, I think.
Okay.
And it was during my final year of high school, and like this was like my big introduction to Spokane. Was we were going on a field trip to Manitou Park, and we drove past like this like horrible rundown like fucking like warehouse or something.
Okay.
And I watched a guy jump out of a third-story window and hit the ground running. And I'm like, what are they putting in the Spokane meth that makes people fucking Superman?
Oh my god.
Wait,
hold on. So he jumped out of a third-story window and just got up and walked it off?
No. Like he was, as he was falling, he started like doing the running motion with his legs, and then he hit the ground and just kept running. like
no superhero landing, no nothing?
No.
Damn.
Like, genuinely, I wonder what the fuck.
How? Man, something's in the water.
like this was my introduction to Spokane.
That's wild. That's a great introduction to Spokane, though.
Yeah, no, like, if I could tell anyone, like, what is the vibe of this city, it's that.
It's indestructible.
Like, indestructible super meth, yeah. Like,
It grants you powers. Be careful.
ooh.
If you take one hit off this, you'll change you forever.
Oh, man.
So you've been living in Spokane for the last 7 years. Have you liked it so far?
Honestly, it's been a mixed bag, like genuinely. Like I grew up over on the west side.
Okay.
And when I moved over here, it was like the vibe was like totally different. Like, it was like when you grow up in kind of like a gentrified small town that's like it used to be small, but now it's like basically a city at that point. It's like for instance, you'll go through the halls and you'll hear like gossip like at school, and it'll be like the biggest gossip will be like, oh my god, did you hear that like Tiffany had her third abortion or something? But then you walk through the high school halls here and it's like, oh my god, did you hear that like Matthias like had his cow stolen? I'm like, what?
Matthias. Yeah, no, I went to school with Matthias's older brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, he was talking about cows getting stolen as well. So, yeah, real problem with cattle rustling, that family.
I know. I think I was genuinely disappointed that the gossip wasn't juicy, like over here.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess the flavor of juice is different.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe not as tantalizing or as kind of sneaky.
Kind of, yeah. Living in like a kind of like a I call it a suburb of Seattle because no one knows what the fuck a Snoqualmie is unless you're a fan of Twin Peaks.
That's funny. Yeah, beautiful falls, by the way.
Yeah, it is a beautiful waterfall. That's the only thing we have going for the whole town. That
So you grew up in Snoqualmie?
Yeah, I grew up in Snoqualmie North Bend area.
Oh, okay. That's where my mom grew up.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. She went to Mount Si.
Oh yeah, that's where I was going until
you moved here.
Until I moved here,
Oh,
because in the summer between my junior and senior year, my dad was like, "Fuck this place, fuck Western Washington, fuck Jay Inslee, fuck like all this shit,"
Okay.
and moved us over here. He wanted to move us to Idaho, but weed's not legal there, so he settled for Spokane.
So he doesn't like the liberal stuff, but also is not so conservative that he wants to give up his weed. Exactly. Yeah. He's taking a rip off a dart, just being like, "Yeah, fuck Jay Inslee, man."
Like this is a bit that I wrote. Like, my dad in all of his years took so many leftist drugs that his brain took a right.
3 leftist drugs turns you right.
Okay. Exactly. Yeah.
That's really funny.
And what's the 3 drugs? Weed, ayahuasca, mushrooms, like that.
Oh,
What would
no!
be-
It'd be weed, mushrooms, and stronger weed.
Stronger weed. Oh no, that's great. So we talked about me a little bit. So I've been listening a lot to your podcast, The Pot of Great Price. That's the current one that you have. So how did that come to be?
Yeah, so The Pot of Great Price, it's a podcast where I guess for your listeners, for context, I grew up in polygamy. And when you grow up in polygamy, it's extremely religious, the hardcore thing that you might assume. It was kind of like that. I don't say that I grew up in a cult in the same sense of like dark hooded robes and they sacrifice a black cat in front of a pentagram or something like that. That's not where I was raised.
Right.
I was raised in like another comedian friend of mine, a relative of mine, his name's Ben. He calls it cult light.
Cult light.
It's the difference between Bud Light and Bud Heavy.
Like diet cult.
Diet cult, yeah. Diet cult, yeah. And so it's the watered down version of what you might think of when you hear polygamy. And with that background, it's just something that I mean, it's a well for conversation and comedy bits and like that kind of thing. And when I was living in China, my buddy, his name's Fraser, he's from the UK, and we became super fast friends, bonded over comedy and stuff, and he had this extreme interest in just Mormons as like this
like the
pop culture type
like the
of thing.
concept.
Yeah, it's just as like because he's a huge fan of South Park. He saw the Book of Mormon play. He just thinks Mormons are kind of nifty. Right. And so when he and I became friends, he's like, dude, tell me everything about Mormonism, all that stuff. Fast forward about 5 years, and we were just bullshitting one day, and he was like, yeah, we should do a podcast. Yeah, what would we even do? And we both kind of sat there, and he said, dude, what if we read the Book of Mormon?
Yeah,
I was like, for real?
Yeah, because each each episode is like one chapter, right?
Yes. So we do one chapter per week every Monday, and that's the format. And what's great, actually, is that a lot of times when people start podcasts, they don't know when it's going to end. We know when it's going to end. Like, we have a finish line. There's 239 chapters in the Book of Mormon. We're 24, 25 in now. And yeah, it's a labor of love. It's a huge, ambitious project. It's like 4.5 years worth of podcasting.
Basically, yeah. I wish I had that level of forethought with my own podcast, like that level of like security of knowing, I can keep this going for this long.
I mean, there's still time.
Yeah.
You could figure it out.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, this is only the 3rd episode.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, with the podcast, it was just a way to stave off boredom while also, I don't know, kind of in a way get reconnected with my past, because I'm not a part of the religion anymore.
Right.
I've been gone from the religion since I was 13, 14, around there. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've dabbled with earnest, And so with this, it's just it's a read and riff podcast, one chapter, one episode. And however many verses are in that chapter, that's what we do. We've had chapters that are like an hour and a half to record, and then a 6-verse chapter that takes 18 minutes, not even.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a balance every week, but it's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really grow up with any religious upbringing. Like, my mom claimed to be religious, but we never went to, like, church or anything. And then I had a dad who was, like, a staunch atheist. So, like, you could see why they got divorced.
So your mom, what religion would she say she would be most... Wait, you said she was pseudo-religious?
She sometimes, like, talked about, like, God or whatever the fuck. But we never,
Is that a direct quote?
Listen, kids, gather around. We're going to read from the good book. Cracks it open. So God and stuff, or whatever.
God told...
And that's our lesson today, folks.
God told Jesus, you're alive. He exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was... she, as far as I know, didn't have any, like, at least as far as I know, didn't have any like confirmed like, oh, Christian, oh, Catholic, oh, this.
She never got baptized or christened or
not
like
that I'm aware of. I never really knew a lot about my mom's like life before I was born.
Okay.
I just knew that she was like batshit crazy a little bit, and I think according to my godmom, she joined a cult for like a hot minute, but that was about it. But no, but it was like they were friends in college, and my mom was like, oh yeah, no, I found this like really fun like Christian group. It's like, oh, okay, tell me a little bit about them. Well, our leader
before you go any further, the 3 words "fun Christian group" cult.
Yeah, no. That's like I've spent my like better part of like my life since I was 15 studying like cults and like true crime and shit like that. I can like look at a religion and dissect it to like, oh yeah, this is cult like mentality. This is cult like mentality.
Oh, yeah.
Check. But like with it's like, oh yeah, it's like this leader, like he fully believes that God will forgive you for anything, including murder. And my aunt was like, and you're like still part of this fucking group? Like what?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, the religion stuff is always just such a weird thing for people. Because we invented it as a species to kind of cope, I think. And dealing with the concept of death is something that's really, really, really abstract and so difficult to digest and wrap your brain around. And so in order to deal with it, I think we came up with a way to just explain the shit we couldn't explain.
Like, that is certainly one aspect that I've found. Another aspect that, to me, kind of makes sense a bit is that we invented religion as, like, a guideline for, like, morals that we should have, like, as a society. But then it's like, how the fuck does your morals go from like, oh yeah, I love one another, to hey, if you're gay, you can go fuck yourself? Like, that's...
Well, don't mind if I do. Yeah, so I agree. There's we got so, I don't know when it was or what happened. It was definitely a slow burn. It wasn't like a specific moment. It was a series of moments throughout history to where religion turned that way. It was like, yeah, we need to be good, right? And everyone's like, you know what? Yeah. That is a good idea. Yeah. And then just slowly people started accumulating more quote-unquote power. And so therefore they felt their opinions about things were more valid than others. And then, yeah, over the course of a few centuries, all of a sudden people are getting burned at the stake for religious reasons. And it's like, dude, guys, we're supposed to be walking around the woods collecting berries and fucking. Like, that's our job as humans.
Yes, that's it.
So everything else that comes after that is just bullshit, you know? And yeah, there's just so much hypocrisy that happens, specifically with the Christian right, that really bothers me. And it's not because they're Christian. It's because they are not standing 10 toes down on the religion they claim to be a part of. And that's something that really irritates me, because as someone who grew up religious, I have literally a Jesus on my shirt right now.
Yeah, jog with Jesus, yeah.
But, like, it's so easy to know the message of what Jesus was talking about. Truly. It's not difficult. Jesus equals love. Period. End of sentence. That's it. So when they talk about the Antichrist, they're talking about anti-love. If you harbor any sort of opinion, you vote for certain policies, whatever it is that's anti-love, by definition, you are the Antichrist.
Basically.
And there's so many people who claim to be a part of that religion who are so bigoted and so up in their own head about, like, the way the world should work and how it's currently not working in the way that they think it should or whatever. And that's just dumb, because people are more dynamic. Humans are more than one thing. But I think we've all just dived into our own algorithms about stuff and just think that you can only do one thing because the only one thing makes you famous, or whatever it is. I mean, I know I'm rambling a little bit, but it's just really irritating to sit there and listen to people talk about how they believe in God and they believe in Christ and they need to have, the 10 Commandments in schools and all this other stuff, and yet, like, constantly make decisions that are not aligning with what they claim to believe.
Like, they will claim to believe that, like, like, every human needs to be, like, cared for, thought for, but then it's like, oh, you need food? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, you need, like...
The moment that rubber meets the road, they back out.
Yeah.
All talk.
The biggest reason I have never found myself, like, leaning towards one religion is mostly just because, like, people use it as a justification for their shitty behavior.
Oh, yeah, because you can wrap religion around, you can twist scripture to fit your narrative as much as you want, because the scriptures are, in a lot of ways, vague. Mm-hmm. And so you can kind of get lost in the semantics and be like, well, actually, if you look at the Greek Orthodox translation from the King James Version from 1841, that it actually says,
right,
now I hate you. It's like, fucking, dude, it's not hard.
No.
Just love other people. It's like, so easy.
Love other people, don't kill other people, don't be an asshole. Like,
it's really easy.
I feel like that's, like, just the three basic, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so simple, at least for me. And and granted, I grew up in a way that is unlike most people, right? And this is not, like, I spent years in a very intense religion. Not like, you know, they dictated when I could wake up and go to bed and the clothes I wore and, like, all that stuff. That's not the case. But it was still enough to kind of, like, they harped on these lessons a lot, which was like, love other people, do all this stuff. And they kept on saying those things. And so me as a kid, I'm absorbing it, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, all right, yeah. Treat other people with kindness and respect. All right. Don't treat women like trash. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, okay, got it. And then what I started to see, the actual reality, was that these leaders who are saying all these things didn't treat their wives well.
No.
And I say wives multiple. And I started to see, like, how none of the things they were saying, they were actually living. And so I got so just bent out of shape about that. I was like, how can you sit there and say all this stuff, not actually do it, and then when I act bad, because I'm a human, then they come down on me about it. And they're like, well, you need to read your scriptures. You need to say your prayers more. You need to start living the religion. But I'm sitting here like, you haven't talked to your 64th kid.
Like, no, like, genuinely.
Shut up, dude. Don't try and tell me that I'm bad when you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, no, like the level of hypocrisy is just why, like, among many reasons, is just why I never really sought it out, or, like, because, like, I have a fiance who I just love the shit out of, and, he grew up, I think, Presbyterian. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's like...
That's the one where he only eats fish, right?
That took me a fucking second. Oh, my God. Sorry. No, you're good. Oh, my God. No, but it's like... it's like I can understand this, like, sense of community that he always talks about when it comes to, like...
And that's like, a great part of religion.
Like that, I think, is the only net positive. Like, from everything I've heard from, like, all, like, my religious friends, like, people who, like, grew up kind of religious.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand, like, this great, like community and this, like, great aspect of that, but I just don't understand why people are okay with, like, everything else.
Yeah, it's like they get it right in a lot of ways. The sense of community. I think people are always trying to be a part of something bigger than themselves. I think that's like a human nature kind of thing. And humans are social animals. Like, we want to be involved with what other people are doing, kind of. And so when you have, like, a weekly thing where everybody gets together in the same building and says the same things, that provides something for people. People are getting their needs met by that. And yeah, there are a lot of net positives that come through with that specifically, that sense of community. People care for others. I mean, I don't understand how it's possible that churches don't have the homeless inside of their churches almost constantly.
Like,
is that not what Jesus was talking about?
Like, no, like, genuinely, like love your neighbor, even if it's, like, you know, the guy who sleeps outside on the sidewalk. Like, that's...
Yeah, and I'm not saying that, like, yeah, open all the doors, get them all in, we got superhero meth coming into the church. Like, no, not... Of course, there's practicality. But, like, from a policies perspective, from a mission statement perspective, these churches and these buildings... Dude, Joel Osteen's mega church could have been a place where you build it out, you build a bunch of housing, and you get people what they need. But instead, he just makes it a monolith to his own hubris, and he's yanking money away from people who are too stupid to realize that's what's happening.
Yeah, no, like and that is kind of another aspect, is like this like level of like manipulation that I think like a lot of like people. I just completely lost my fucking train of thought. Okay,
No, it's okay. All right, it happens. Sometimes the train gets off the tracks.
yeah,
But yeah, the stuff with religion and hope. I mean, my ultimate hope with all of this stuff, and I know we're kind of talking about religion, is that I hope that if anyone is out there listening who knows somebody or is somebody who is religious in whatever religion, it doesn't matter. I know the Christianity part is just what I think we relate to most. Is that if you know somebody or if you are somebody who has that gut feeling of like, but not me though, I'm good. That's great. Take one more step, take one more beat, and be like, actually, I could probably shape up in some other spots. Nobody needs to change the world.
right,
It's the Lord of the Rings lesson.
Yes.
Small things make big differences,
absolutely,
right? So what can you do in your day-to-day practice of like, hey, actually, maybe I can give that guy who's asking for change my 5
right,
that I got from my Atticus coffee or something like that, you know? Like, it's something that $5 isn't going to get that dude any further along than it'll get you along. Who needs it more?
yeah,
He does, probably, right? And I'm not saying you have to give away all of your money. That's also not it too. I feel like I have to always have those caveats because people get so like sensitive. You know, it's like, what do you mean give all the money away? It's like, just hold on. You can give a dude a 5. Like he wants some chicken nuggets from Wendy's. The biggie bag is the best deal in fast food.
It is.
Give him $8 and he'll be able to eat.
yeah, yeah. Like I'm not saying like you should give what like 30% of your paycheck to like people like cough Scientology, but
that's another one that I'm like, dude, that's baller.
yeah, no, like I think genuinely it's crazy when it's like a new religion that you can trace the origins of.
Oh, Mormonism's so recent.
Yeah, no, like genuinely, like like I listened to this like 6-part podcast that's a true crime podcast, but sometimes does historical shit that talked about like the life of Joseph Smith. Like as a person and how like for instance like I believe there is a rule in Mormonism where like you can't like drink coffee or have caffeine or something.
Oh shit! I just crushed my coffee. Oh fuck!
Oh fuck! Well, you just
lightning bolt.
You just bought your ticket to hell in a capitalist transaction.
There you go.
There you go.
But yes, no coffee.
Yeah, like genuinely, like did God really tell Joseph Smith that like he can't drink coffee, or was his wife so fucking tired of Joseph and all his goddamn friends drinking coffee and smoking cigars in the goddamn house that she told him to like, hey, quit it? And he was like, guys, the Lord told me no coffee.
You know, I think you might have just boiled down Mormonism to its most. Like, you really rendered that fat down. That was great. No, you're right. And so the coffee, the no coffee, no drinking, no smoking stuff comes from Section 89 of this accompanying set of chapters or sections
Right.
From the Doctrine and Covenants, which is basically church history from the church's perspective. And so Section 89 lays out what's called the Word of Wisdom. And the Word of Wisdom is like this, it's kind of a Mormon diet plan,
Right.
in a way. It's not specific. They keep it vague. They say, don't consume any sort of tobacco unless you have sick cattle, like it can help with cattle or something like that.
I've heard feeding like a cigarette to your pets that have worms will help that. It's just something I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what it is. I mean,
That's probably something like that.
that'd be so funny. Give Fido just like, hey, yeah, this is Marlboro Red. Chomp chomp.
He
turns into Burt Reynolds.
I only give my animals Newports. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Newport Greens. I do not trust people who smoke Newport Reds.
Sorry, I didn't know you had a black cat. But yeah, the Word of Wisdom is, they say no hot drinks, and then people were like, well, what does that even mean? Well, it means no coffee. Okay. Why no coffee? Well, it's because it has caffeine in it. Why is caffeine bad? Well, because it alters your state of consciousness and it might open you up to the temptations of the devil.
Right, but then, like, soda has caffeine in it, but yet Mormons tend to, like...
Oh, dude.
Totally.
No,
like,
the Mormon Church has, like, a serious... It's not the majority, but they are very, very large shareholders in the Coca-Cola company.
No shit.
Yeah.
That explains why, like my fiance's dad lives in Utah, and it's like you won't see a Starbucks there, but you'll see like a soda fountain. Like
oh yeah,
like everywhere.
They have those all over the place in Utah because I mean, say what you will, humans want to feel something different than normal stuff, right?
Right.
And whether it's in the form of sugar, whether it's in the form of caffeine, whether it's cigarettes, weed, mushrooms, or better weed.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, so so the word of wisdom is one of those things where, I don't know, it's vague and people get lost in the semantics, and the hardcore believers in it, I just kind of look at it and be like, all right, dude, sure. You have fun with your... I'm sure you're having a lot of fun with your apple juice.
Yeah.
Not to say apple juice is bad, because it's fucking great.
Yeah, apple juice is great.
But yeah, so...
We've been going on nearly 30 minutes now, and we haven't gotten to any of the questions I had
Hell
prepared for
yeah,
this shit.
dude. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, everyone, welcome to the ad break. I just want to thank everyone for showing their support for the show. I want to thank everyone for listening this far. I want to thank everyone who has just given the podcast any amount of love. And ad. Okay, so now that I'm a little more familiar with how my service that I use to put up my podcast, now that I'm more familiar with how their like manual ad breaks work, I'm gonna give a little bit of like show notes, gonna do this, and then I'll just be like, ad. At least because I thought that was funny, and now that I'm explaining the joke, it's no longer funny. Well, if you don't think it's funny, fuck you, here's an ad. It really was a lot of fun having this conversation with Chris Jessop, and I do have to say, without him, I wouldn't have known that the Central Library in downtown Spokane has a podcast studio that if you have a library card, you can just rent for free. Granted, we didn't rent that out. But now that I know this is a resource that I have just like at my fingertips, this is something I'm totally going to utilize in the future. Thank you, Chris, for showing me that. And also, everyone give support to your local library, because like we need like free and ready resources like this. A lot of people don't know that like libraries are one of the greatest treasures that we have, and if they go away, we're all pretty much fucked. And speaking of fucked, here's another ad. So the biggest piece of social media news that I have just in regards to the podcast is that I finally was able to change the fucking username for the TikTok account. So now you can find the podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube as just one word, Out Loud Comedy Podcast. So, of course, you can find me, my personal accounts, on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Twitter. Yeah, just those four. You can find me under CJW_comedy. You can find me on Bluesky at cjwcomedy.bsky.social. And you can find me on YouTube at just CJW Comedy. You can find Chris Jessop's social medias. I believe it's Instagram, YouTube, and Threads, and TikTok. Those are the four that I know Chris Jessop has at Jessop Jokes. JESSOP Jokes. Also, I finally set up a Patreon. With the Patreon, we will be able to listen to ad-free versions of the show, as well as a couple other benefits for the other tiers. The tiers, there's three, range from $1 to $3 to $5, and respectively, they are called Buy Me a Coffee, Fill My Tank, and Backstage Pass. Currently, I put up the last few episodes of Out Loud on Patreon to listen to. So it is ad-free in the sense that it doesn't have any of the sponsored ads that RSS kind of puts in automatically into the podcast. But they still do have the kind of like ad segment that you're kind of listening to right now. After this episode, I will be completely cutting the ad segment out, but I will still be keeping in the music just because I worked hard on that music. I'm not going to just leave it out for no reason. But as of this episode, I will be completely cutting out the ad segment. The day this episode is live, November 11th, I will be at the Spokane Comedy Club as part of New Talent Tuesdays, so please come and check it out. Doors open at 6, shows at 7, and it's completely free. The only thing you would have to pay for would be food and drink. As I'm still kind of without a car at the moment, I probably will not be making it out to Tees on a Tuesday. But please check out my socials, predominantly Twitter, Bluesky, and Threads to see what open mics I might be hitting up at any moment. And I'm going to go ahead and say that that's it for this ad segment. Hope you guys enjoyed the ads. Ad break. Sorry, I had to get one last one in me. Anyway, naturally, there's one last one that I forgot, and I promise this is the last thing I'm going to mention. The show now has an email, so if you want to email the show, tell me how much you love it, tell me how much you hate it, or even if you're also a queer comic from outside of the Spokane area and you want to be interviewed, email me and we'll talk about it. The entire point of this podcast is to elevate queer voices, and if you're a queer voice, let me know, because I want to talk to you. Anyway, that email is outloudqueerpodcast@gmail.com. Hope you guys enjoyed the ads, and here's the rest of the show. Alright, so now for me to ask you all the questions I have prepared and ask every guest on my podcast.
Okay.
Write any good jokes lately?
Honestly, a lot of the jokes that I write are just so not funny. You got to get past the dirt in order to get to the treasure chest sometimes. Okay, so I have a few on here. Oh, let's do blah, 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 blah. Here's a fun one. You heard about RFK Jr. Talking about autism, all that stuff, right? So the joke is, I recently took some Tylenol because I've been feeling a lot of pain from my recent circumcision. I can't remember. What did I say? I recently took some Tylenol for the pain of my circumcision. Now I can name every Pokemon and their evolutions.
Nice, I love that.
That's all right. This is my hot dog set. A lot of hot dog humor in this one. As a bisexual, sometimes I feel like a hot dog. People always say to hot dogs, "You're not a hot dog. You're a sandwich. You're not a hot dog. You're a taco." I feel the same way. People come up to me like, "You're not bi. You're straight. You're not bi. You're gay." Much like a hot dog, it doesn't matter to me. Just put me in your mouth and swallow. All right. Okay.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like when I first came out as bi, like I was telling that to like a lot of people. Was like, "Hey, I'm bi. Hey, I'm bi." But after so many years, I just started telling people I'm gay because it's a lot easier to explain being gay than it is to explain being bisexual.
Yeah, it's simpler for folks.
It is a lot simpler, yeah.
For sure. But do you feel that that's most true to you?
I don't feel that that's the most true to me. However, there are only so many times I can stand people asking me like, "Oh, you can just say you like three ways. You don't need to add like a thing on top of it." I'm like, I like three ways, but that's not related.
Well, that and two, and you can also say to them, it's like, you don't have to say your body, just say that you like three ways. And then you could just be like, you can say, you could have not answered that question or asked me that, and you still would be boring. So,
No.
But yeah, no. So it sounds like you're resorting to explain or just telling folks that you're gay, mainly from fatigue of it, over explaining your situation.
Yes,
okay.
like I
resonate with that.
Genuinely, I'm so fucking tired. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gay. Cool.
Yeah. just so you can move, just so those other people can just move on from it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. There's a part of that where I'm like, my hope, of course, would be that you can speak your own truth and just say it and have that be enough. But of course, for other people, it's never going to be enough.
Right. Of course.
But yeah, I resonate with that a lot, though.
What does it mean to you to be a queer comic?
That's a really good question. I haven't really thought about that. What does it mean to me? I'm still, I guess, in the community would be described as a baby gay.
Okay.
And not to say that I'm a gay baby. There's gay babies.
There are gay babies.
We've seen them.
We've
seen them out there with their flags. But yeah, no, I'm still really new to all of it. I came out when I was 28.
Okay.
I'm 32 now, and I'll be honest, I don't really talk about being queer on stage a lot. And I think it might be because of the fatigue part.
Right.
Because like I feel like when I do, sometimes when I'm on stage talking about it, I spend a lot of time explaining. So I feel like, because I feel like people are confused or not on the same page as I am. So is everybody on the same page? So I over-explain my situation, and that tends to take 45 seconds or a minute or whatever with no laughs. And I'm like, I'm still a comedian. I still need laughs. How do I get that better? And so that falls on me to just write things more efficiently. But I do have that hesitation of talking about it on stage, and it might be the region that we live in too.
Yeah, I mean, like Spokane is not like we have a Pride every June, but other than that, it's not exactly the most accepting city. Yeah,
and there's community. I mean, the gay community here is great, and I think that there's just mainly this might be just the city part. In the city of Spokane, I think it's pretty solid. The moment you step one concentric ring outward, then it's almost more intense in the opposite. I mean, we're 20 miles away from North Idaho. Like,
yeah, no,
they're not really too keen on queerness, and that's who they are. That's how they operate. And I've done shows in North Idaho where I talk about being queer and stuff, and people kind of like get a little uncomfortable in their seats and everything. And something that I always like to explain to them is like, I'm bi, but you're not my type. So people are like, oh, he's not gonna hit on me. Okay, whew. Which is so funny because it's like, oh, you're probably a little gay.
Like, have you ever, like, this is a genuine experience I've had, like, ever, like, go to a bar and, like, someone will clock you, and they're like, I don't care if you're gay, just don't hit on me. And I'm like, you're not my fucking type, dude. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't hit on you anyway. And then they get more offended.
Beautiful. Yes. Marron. No, it's one of those things. Yeah, I had that happen. It was funny. I was in a bar in Utah. This was last summer, and I went up to this open mic and I had a few gay jokes and stuff, and it was just the shitty bar mic. It wasn't anything spectacular. And this guy and his buddy were there, and they came up to me and my friend. We were hanging out. He's like, "So you're bi?" And I was like, "Yeah." So you've had like gay sex? I was like, "Yeah." So what's that like? And I'm like, "Well, yeah. I mean, it's like, you've had sex before, right?" He's like, "Yeah, of course I have." He was like incredulous that I would even assume that he hadn't had sex or whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, it's like that.
It's literally that.
It's like that,
but with like a guy. Like, that's it.
And it's your anus instead of a vagina. Like, it's not hard. I was really kind of getting confused. I was like,
you understand the concept of like intercourse, right?
Yeah,
like that's."
And so I just kind of explained it plainly. He was like, "Yeah, but like, what's it like though?" He just wouldn't let it go. And I'm like, "Are you wanting to have gay sex with me?" He was like, no, not at all. No, gross, dude. No. I'm like, it sounds like you are very curious about gay sex.
Like you.
No,
there's no fucking way.
People signal that stuff all the time, and I don't think they know that they're doing it, which is kind of cute.
Yeah. Oh man. What I guess I was about to ask, what is the weirdest or funniest thing that ever happened to you at an event or a show? But I think you just answered that.
Oh, that's not the weirdest.
Oh,
no,
okay.
definitely not.
Shit.
No. I mean, literally last night, a guy was so drunk that he fell out of his chair in the middle of the show, and we had to like pause the show and go help this guy out. But that's kind of par for the course. But let's see, weirdest thing. And what was the question again? Weirdest or what?
Weirdest or funniest thing that's ever happened to you at a show.
Weirdest, funniest thing that happened to me at a show. Oh, so when I was in China, I was at a mic, and this guy showed up, American dude. He starts telling jokes, and there was this lady in the crowd that didn't really like what he was saying, and she started like talking back to him, and he didn't know how to handle it. He's just a guy doing a set at an open mic.
Never been heckled before?
Well, no, and he's just a dude who wanted to go up. He just probably waltzed into the bar, saw that there was an open mic. Oh, I'll sign up. Like, not a comedian, not trying to do anything, not trying to make anything of himself, just a guy. This lady got so mad that she stood up and started like pointing him in the chest.
Oh.
And started like just like, you cannot, and she starts like yelling at him in Chinese, and he doesn't know Chinese, so he's just getting berated in a foreign language. Well, technically he's speaking the foreign language.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the foreign one.
So yeah, this lady is like berating a minority. No, but China was a trip. There was a lot of like stuff where people would just get so animated and so weird about it. But yeah, no, I wasn't at this one, but there was an open mic that got raided one time by the CCP.
Oh shit.
Yeah, wild shit. Yeah, people like to complain that free speech is under attack in America. Shut the fuck up. The fact that you can say that means that it's not. Just stop. That's something that really bothers me about, specifically with the folks who lean towards the political right. Like, well, China.
China's coming to take our fucking rights.
Surveillance state. It's all going to be bad. But then they vote for the guy who gets Palantir to make a...
They vote for the guy who's trying to turn us into a surveillance state.
Yeah. It's like, well, we need to get all the criminals out. It's like, that's what they said in China.
That's what they said in Germany. Anyway.
Yeah. It's very... I mean, time's a flat circle. We know that.
Yes. What is the best and worst advice you've ever received?
Ooh.
Like, in terms of, like, comedy.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten, this is not comedically minded, is buy a plunger before you need it.
Yes.
That's great advice.
I've heard that one, too.
In comedy, I got a piece of advice. This was very, very early on. I was maybe 2 months in, not even. I was in Utah at this bar show, and this comedian was there. His name is Shane Smith. He lives in New York now. And he was there, and I was just this scrub dude who I had performed once before that show.
Right.
This is my second time on stage ever. And I was really not wanting to go up on stage. I was like, oh, I don't have any new jokes. I'm not funny. And he's like, what do you mean new jokes? I was like, well, I don't have anything new. He's like, how many times have you done comedy? I was like, one. I was like, what are you doing? Just go up and tell the same jokes you did last time. Like, you have to work on your bits, right? And I was still so naive, and I was like, oh yeah, you don't have to write a new set every time. You can just go up and say, like, work on your jokes. And say them again, slightly tweak them, work on it. So I go up and did my own thing, and afterward he was like, I'm glad you went up on stage. I was like, thanks. Did you think it was funny? He was like, no. And I was like, well, do you have any sort of advice for someone who's just starting? He goes, yeah, be funnier. And in the moment, I was like, this asshole, right? This prick.
Right.
But he was so right.
Yeah.
It's be funnier is the best advice you can get, at least for me, in my opinion, for a comedian. Because it's like, whatever that means to you, write more, perform more, rehearse more, get on stage more, whatever it is, whatever you need to do to meet the requirement of be funnier, do that. So it's open-ended, but with a goal in mind. So yeah, that's some of the best piece of advice I've gotten is just be funnier. And it's very crass, it's pretty blunt, but that's what resonates with me. And then the worst piece of advice that I got, the worst piece you could probably get from a comedian is like, don't worry about it. And it's not to say that you should worry about it. I don't know how else to say it. It's kind of a double negative, but at least for someone like me, I really care about it a lot. And there's maybe not the worst piece of advice is don't worry about it. I think the worst piece of advice that you can think of was, oh yeah, here's a better one. Great set. Great set. Was it a great set?
Was it?
Was it that great?
What?
It was probably not as good as I thought it was, and it's probably not as bad as I thought it was either. So, I don't know. Sorry, I'm rambling.
No, you're good.
But
Rambling just needs more airtime.
It's true. It's true. More time for queer voices to be highlighted in Spokane.
Yes.
But
I remember like kind of similarly to like the best advice that you said. My second ever open mic, like the second time I ever like got on stage and told jokes, I bombed so fucking hard.
Hell yeah.
And you were there.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, you got on stage right after me, and you asked like if I was still in the audience, and I said yeah, and you're like, "Is this your first open mic?" And I was like, "It's my second." And you're like, "It's your second?" Well, I think you did, like, to even have the confidence to get on stage was like a terrific thing, and that still resonates with me.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, I mean that's still I still hold that opinion. Yeah, right. I think that's great. When people go up and just decide to go up on stage and do it, it is such a huge thing for people. Not to say that it was huge for you,
right?
But I mean, you might be like, "Well, that's just my thing," you know?
Right.
But all the time, I'm sure you get this. Oh, I could never go up on stage. Oh, man, I could never do that. Public speaking is like fear for most people, right? And so the fact that you're going up there and doing it, and you're showing vulnerability by telling jokes that you have written, that's are they gonna like me?
Yeah, right.
You know, and so going up there and doing it, I think, is something that should be remarked on, especially if you're in your first like month and a half, 2 months, 3 months. It's like it's tough to go up there and tell jokes, man. It's hard to be funny, and people usually aren't when they start. I wasn't.
Yeah, no, I think like I don't even remember what my set was that night, but it was like genuinely, it was so not funny. It was but you know, like when you bomb, it kind of is kind of like a blow to your ego, like a little bit, because like
a lot of it, at least for me.
Yeah, no, it's like because like it genuinely, before I even like started doing stand up, I had like I always like I grew up watching like stand up specials, being like, oh man, like I'd love to do this, and then I met Jenny, and she like sent me the link to sign up for Spokane Comedy Club, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it, sure. And then I get there and I'm like, oh fuck, I actually have to get up on stage.
Yeah,
I have to actually do the.
You're in the car, just like, this is gonna be so fun. This is gonna be great. You're walking up to the steps of the door, and you're like, yeah.
And then I walk in and I sit down, and then the show starts, and then they start like telling like, you know, on deck, and then as it.
The anxiety starts to
like,
build.
That's when it starts building, yeah.
Oh no, reality has set in. I have to walk up that ramp. Oh no.
Oh fuck.
That's funny. But I'm glad you got up there though.
Yeah.
And you've been doing it consistently since then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sticking with it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so when talking with a lot of other queer comics about the comedy community as a whole, and this is like both on the podcast and off the podcast.
Sure.
I've gotten a lot of mixed reactions. Some say it's one of the most welcoming and understanding communities that there is, and others say that it's this incredibly toxic culture. Where do you stand on that, and or do you have a different opinion altogether?
Good question. That's a really good question. And you know what? I think that's an important one too for the overall scene or the overall comedy scene in Spokane. As a bi person, maybe you've experienced this, there is a certain level of animosity that the gay community has towards bisexuals. There's this, you know, straight passing. You are privileged because you can straight pass and all that stuff. You're not really understanding of what it's like to be a queer person if you can, you know, just like zip into the heteronormative style, and so you can avoid all of the trials and tribulations of being gay.
Yeah, put on your straight face.
I get that. And that makes a lot of sense. Also, I am who I am. If you're going to claim to be accepting and loving and open-armed, then why don't I qualify?
Right. That's
my question. What is it about me that makes your statement not true for me? Like, I've been to some, you know, queer shows and stuff, and I have felt very ousted and like cold shouldery. And it's not to say that they're malicious, you know, but like that vibe, like that social thing where like, am I offending everyone right now just by being here? Because like, you know, they turn up your nose and kind of like look at you, like that kind of thing. I've experienced that a lot before. My hope is that in Spokane, the comics who only attend queer mics start opening up towards the quote-unquote straight mics. Mm-hmm. I've heard that before, the queer mics and the straight mics, and I think that fucking sucks because they're comedy mics.
Yeah, like, why are we making this distinction?
Why we have so much division in so many other aspects of our life right now as what it means to be an American. Mm-hmm. Why do we have to have yet another one? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, and I attend as many mics as I can with the budget I have for gas. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. And so sometimes I don't go to mics because I'm like, I don't want to, I couldn't be fucked right now.
Right.
I've been to all of the straight mics. I've been to all of the queer mics. All of them are mics. Mm-hmm. Going up, telling jokes, blah. And I understand the need for having a safer space to feel like you can actually go up and not be belittled or anything like that. And I think that's great. I think we should keep that in mind. I think also, too, if we're going to sit here and claim to be comedians, we need to have a slightly thicker skin. Mm-hmm. Not to say that we have to lean into being offensive. No. It's like, I'll say this. If there's a queer comic listening and you don't want to go to any of the straight mics because you don't feel safe, if you show up, I'm the first person who's going to defend you. Mm-hmm. I'm the first person who will step up and be like, hey, shut the fuck up, dude. You have people in the quote-unquote straight side of Spokane comedy who only just want things to be like, oh, it's all good. Everybody is welcome. Show up. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Spokane scene, we need everybody we can. Mm-hmm. Every voice. Every person. Because that only helps us. It only brings more art to this world, which is the best part. But it also helps everybody else get funnier. Mm-hmm. And that's a net positive. And if we're self-restricting in like ways where I'm not going to go to that mic because they had that one comic who went up and said faggot or whatever.
Right.
It's like, if that's going to be your deciding factor for the rest of your life on that specific venue and that space and that show, that's up to you. That's your prerogative. Mm-hmm. But just know it's not always like that. In fact, that's very rare. Most of the time, I've seen people go up and be very anti-gay and bomb. At straight mics in North Idaho.
In North Idaho?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because people are like, you're being disrespectful. I think most people are like that. I think most people are, come on, man, don't be like that. Yeah, come on, they're just living their life. I think most people are like that. But then we have it again in our own heads that like, you live in North Idaho, you're probably this crazy skinhead who only wants to lynch black people or something like that, you know?
Well, North Idaho is the only place I have ever been where I saw an actual Klan member in full robes just walking down the street.
That is true.
So it's kind of hard to not have that perspective when you see shit like that.
Totally. Those guys, they're not showing up to mics.
Yeah, no, they're not.
I'll be honest, they're not showing up to comedy mics.
No.
And I don't know. I hope that there's just more of a blending. I've felt that there's a line between the gay side and the straight side, quote unquote. And I hate that. I hate that so much. I mean, you know, we're bi. We want everyone to get along.
Right.
It's like, why can't we just love each other? Yeah, so I hope that more comics from the straight side go to queer mics and vice versa. Mm-hmm. I just think that people need to be more accepting of others and realize that we're all going to fuck up with jokes because that's comedy.
Yeah.
I get really long-winded with my answers. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Like, I genuinely, like, the point of my podcast is I want people to say what they want to say.
Okay.
I'm not like, you know, fucking what's his face at the FCC. Like, I'm not gonna tell you like, hey, you can't say this, you can't say that. Like, I want you to say whatever. I want you to say whatever you want to say. Okay. Like, genuinely. Like, this is like,
I do find myself self-censoring on some of my answers. So I'll say this about the previous question: queer comics go to straight mics. Straight comics go to queer mics. Accept and love each other because comedy is comedy, and we're all trying to get funnier. Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right, let's assume you go to therapy, which as a comedian is very likely not happening. If you could choose any fictional character to be your therapist, who would it be and why?
Ooh, good question. Any fictional?
Any fictional.
They have to be fictional.
Like, they have to be. I mean, if you want a real person to be your therapist, go ahead. But
oh, dude, I'm probably going Professor X.
Fuck. I don't know. As a comic book nerd, I don't know. Like I can see it. Like, he can just go inside your brain and just...
Be like, all right, okay, here's what we're going to do.
Okay. All right, I know what the fuck's wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're disgusting.
Yep.
But,
yeah.
But also,
I've seen everything, and honestly, I give up.
yeah, no. But at the same time, like, I don't want Charles, made a man who lived through the Holocaust, relive the Holocaust in his brain, Xavier as my fucking therapist.
Well, there's that. So maybe I can amend. I mean, you know more about the lore than I do then.
My fiance tells me about X-Men lore every day.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's their thing then, huh?
They're one of their many things, yes.
Sweet. Cool. Professor X would make a good one if he's in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
Who else would be a great therapist?
I just don't.
Oh, dude, you know who'd be a great therapist? Scrappy Doo.
Specifically Scrappy.
Not
though.
Scoob.
Not Scooby.
Scrappy. Yeah, because he's more verbose. He has a little bit more of a vocabulary on him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little more intense, you know? And because I feel like maybe my inner child needs to have a little bit more Scrappy in him, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, we can do this. Let's go, guy. Da-da-da-da. Maybe I need to start leaning into that inner child that is advocating for that part of me.
As long as he doesn't wear Mr. Bean as a skin suit.
No, definitely not. No,
Okay.
we can't be doing that.
You can't be doing that.
No, but I mean, I would like to wear Mr. Bean as a skin suit.
Who doesn't want to wear Mr. Bean?
I mean,
as a
Rowan
skin suit?
Atkinson. I mean, he's a national treasure.
He is. Not our national treasure, but someone's national
a
treasure.
national treasure. Not ours, but
Not ours. I don't think Rowan Atkinson would claim us anyway.
no, definitely not.
So this question is, how does being queer affect your comedy? I feel like we kind of got into that a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It's affected how people perceive me. People think that I'm gay automatically when I walk up on stage, and I think it's mainly because maybe I have a little bit more of like a fluid motion when I walk or something like that. Like, maybe. And I have this joke about how I'm running down my nephew at a park because we were having a foot race, and this guy gets upset, comes up to me. He's thinking that I'm like chasing down this kid. You know, like, hey man, what's going on? And then he sees that I have my nose pierced. It's like, oh, I am so sorry, man. I didn't know you were gay. It's like, just because I have my nose pierced doesn't automatically make me gay. And when I say that on stage, people are like, yeah, okay, buddy. Oh yeah, sure. We see you from here, asshole. Yeah, so it's affected comedy in that way where people just assume. So I kind of have to like, oh, you guys are like bullshit. Of course he's gay. And so we kind of have some fun with it. And I do change my set and the jokes I tell based on where I'm performing. I'm not going to do a lot of gay jokes in rural Idaho, probably, just because I know they're probably just not going to be able to resonate. And that's not because they don't like gay people or whatever.
Right.
It's because, like, oh, when you're trying to get someone to laugh, relatability and some, like, oh, I see how that could work is something that the crowd has to do in order for them to laugh. And so if I start talking about the trials and tribulations of being a queer person in Spokane when I'm in, middle of nowhere Montana.
Right.
It's like, yeah, we don't even have any gay people here, man. Like, so they're not going to laugh at it. If I want to perform well and I want people to have a good time, they're spending money on food, drinks, gas, babysitter. Professionalism needs to be the priority.
Yeah, right.
Right? I want to give them a good show. So if they're not going to like the stuff that I have about being queer, I just don't have to say it.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, well, you're self-censoring, or you're not speaking your full truth. It's like, it's not that I'm not speaking my full truth. It's that I don't need to speak my full truth to them.
Yeah, if I speak my full truth to them, they'll see me in the parking lot.
And it becomes a TED Talk instead of a comedy show, which I don't like. I don't like clapter. I think that's bullshit. I think people need to actually write jokes. Like, we can all start to agree with each other and be like, yes, you said something important we all agree with. Awesome. Great. Save it for the rally. Not the Trump rally, but the one for the rights.
Like the one that doesn't have pitchforks and torches.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But now that I've said that, I kind of want to know, how has your religious upbringing affected your comedy?
Very heavily.
Very heavily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I talk about it a lot. It's one of the more unique things about me in my life, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime, like, I mean, hosts bring me up, like, yeah, this guy grew up in a cult, give it up for Chris, you know? And so it's like a half credit type of thing where people know that about me. I have the podcast and like that kind of thing. So people want to know about it, which is great. And I love talking about it because I think people need to have just more education on those types of things in order for their own beliefs about it to be either altered or changed or reinforced, whatever the case is. So, yeah, and I grew up with so many people, just people around all the time, and I was raised around really, really funny people. All my uncles are super funny, and that was kind of the currency in our family. Is like, can you be funny? Can you be funny? Can you be funny? Everyone loved a good joke. Everyone always had a good laugh about it. So when I was a kid, I was like, oh, that's how I get my voice heard in this sea of voices here. And I don't come from a huge family myself. I only have 3 siblings and 1 mom. That's it. My dad never picked up another wife, but not for lack of trying. He had a lot of opportunities. And when I found out that if you can be funny, then people will pay attention to you, I'm like, dude, that's my ticket, man. That's how I'm going to make my millions.
Right.
Yeah, so hundreds, not millions. But.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't. Is it even unless you're fucking, I don't know, famous for drinking, I don't think you can become a millionaire doing comedy.
Oh, I mean,
I was just trying to make a jab at Bert Kreischer. But anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And I failed miserably. All right. What advice would you give to up-and-coming comedians who are struggling to find their voice? Struggling
great
to
question.
find their voice or facing rejection.
Struggling to find their voice or facing
Like I
rejection.
was just a second ago.
That's totally cool. Struggling to find their voice or facing rejection. I'm still finding my voice. So that finding your voice, that's a 10-year process.
Right.
So trying to, if you are an up-and-coming comic and you're feeling like you have to find your voice soon, that's going to prevent you from finding it. And so much of what we want in comedy as like up-and-comers is like, we want to be this, going on big shows and headlining, big.
This. Yes,
it's all big, right? How you get there is not by being big. You start here. It's again, Lord of the Rings. Small actions lead to big results. Like, how do you... Finding your voice comes down to, are you speaking your truth on stage in a way that's funny, that feels like you're being comfortable? If it's natural, if it's the way you talk, if it's just something you're just doing, eventually you'll start to find where your boundaries are in your own kind of style, the style that you like to write jokes in or whatever. I'm constantly throwing out different types of styles, like one-liners, storytelling, setup, punchline, misdirection, all that stuff. Because I just feel like I have to try all these things to figure out which one works for me most. And then if I find something that I like, I'm going to go down that road a little bit more comedically. And I might get bored with it, ADHD, move on to the next thing.
Right.
So finding your voice is a very ambiguous, very amoebic process. So I wouldn't sweat it. As far as facing rejection, that's fucking comedy, dude.
Like, yeah.
That's just comedy. Because the way you think about it is, like at the Spokane Comedy Club, let's just use that as an example. How many weekends do they have a year? 52. How many people are on a show? 3, usually.
Right.
So that's 162, 165,
Something
like that,
Here,
around there.
I have a calculator. 3 times 52, that's
156.
156.
Yeah, 156. So I was a few off. But that's 156 comics that they have on weekends. And that's not counting the one-off shows, but we don't have to worry about those.
Right.
So if you just think about weekends, you just think about the Spokane Comedy Club, that means there are 156 comedians that they choose. That's the max amount that they're going to have, usually. Right? So they're not going to be able to give you everything. If you're facing rejection, they're not giving me spots. Because they chose somebody else. And that's the simple truth of it. If you want to minimize your rejection, here's what I would say. Be available. be easy to work with, and be funny. Those 3 things are it. If you want to get booked, you got to be available for the spot. You can't be at work. You can't be. It's not to say you know quit your job or whatever.
Right.
But like if you're working during showtime hours, and then complain about not getting booked, it's like
that's fucking.
They're not going to say yes to you because you're not available. So that's one thing.
Like yeah.
Another thing is if you're easy to work with, dude. That out of those 3, funny, available, and easy to work with is probably the most important one. People want to be around people who are easy. It's like if you're a problem, if you're constantly complaining about stuff, if you're yelling at the manager or the staff because they messed up your gin and tonic or whatever, you don't tip well. All these things lead to them being like, actually, working with Chris kind of sucks.
Well, actually, like, fuck this guy.
Exactly.
Like
yeah. Sure, he's funny and he's available, but he's a bore to be around. And he's kind of a problem. Then they're not going to book you.
He's kind of an asshole.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then the last one, be funny. That goes back to what I said earlier.
Like that's kind of just the name of the game. Like that's
I mean, if you can be the easiest person to be around and available all the time, but if you got no jokes, they ain't gonna throw you up. So,
all right, this is gonna be like the last comedic question that I have, which is if you could get away with one ridiculous crime, no consequences, what would you do?
Oh no, I have so many things I want to do.
I know, like that's. I mean, if you got more than one, fucking
okay. So, do you mind repeating the question one more time?
If you could get away with one ridiculous crime, no consequences, what would you do?
One ridiculous crime, no consequences. What would I do? I'd rig an election.
Did you rig an election?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'd rig an election.
Sure, because no one's gotten away with that before.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
Not recently.
Not recently. No, it's not. it's not like he's outright said, "I can't believe they rigged this election for me." Like that's clearly.
I mean, you can't be fully transparent about such things, can you?
It's not like the guy that you had on your staff like built all the voting machines. It's not like that.
Yeah, it's only a few lines of code.
It's only.
Yeah, so I rig an election.
Few lines of code. I thought you said a few lines of coke, but I mean for Elon Musk, it's either.
I was going to say that's both.
It's both for Elon.
Yep. Rev the chainsaw.
Oh yeah. And then I guess this is the last question that I have for you.
Okay.
What kind of legacy do you hope to leave in the world of comedy, and what do you want people to remember you for?
That's a heavy question. That's a good one.
I know, that's why I softball it with, hey, what ridiculous
crime legacy.
Hey, what zany, ridiculous thing would you do? Also, but now, what's your social security number?
I was going to say, it's like I see you tossing me like a softball, but then when I take a swing, it's a giant rock when I hit it.
Yeah.
That's funny. Legacy. I don't know. That's a huge question. Something that I'm sure will change in the future. But
yeah, it's an ever-changing perspective.
Yeah. At least right now where I stand is that I don't have to make it big. I don't have to have an Netflix special. I don't have to be a Nate Bargatze who's selling out arenas. I don't have to be anything like that. Making it to me is, am I paying my bills and having a good time with my jokes?
Yes.
Like, that's making it. That is, by definition, a career in comedy. As far as like the legacy part, I hope people remember me as like a guy who just wanted to have a good time and is clever, and I don't need to change the world, you know. I don't need to change the world, but I would love if I changed people's worlds, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That would just be cool and nifty, I think.
Yeah.
And legacy's tough because it's like one of those things I just don't know. I've never really thought about it because I'm so kind of like my vision's kind of down, you know, like jokes, notebook, grab your pen. I haven't really been thinking about the bigger part of it. But yeah, being remembered as someone who wants to have a good time and is willing to, I think maybe something is like, okay, can you, or if they were to watch my comedy, I want them to be on the drive home thinking like to themselves, yeah, I probably do need to cool out a little bit.
Yeah.
maybe the jokes I did here tonight weren't that bad.
Yeah.
Or maybe the thing that he said, well, if I could just change minds ever so slightly, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that is certainly a question that no one ever thinks about until I ask them that. Because like this is now the third time in the row I'm like, what legacy do you want to have? Legacy? What the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Where the fuck is this coming from?
If you were interviewing poets, I feel like that would have a little bit of an easier way to answer that question.
maybe.
But with comedians, it's like, what the fuck?
What the legacy? I'm just here to tell fart jokes and get paid. Like that's what the fuck's the legacy?
Yeah,
like,
legacy. Just give me a beer. Yeah. So.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I thank you for taking time out of your day to sit down with me.
Oh, this is totally my pleasure. No, totally my pleasure, and I appreciate what you're doing, and hopefully more people start to listen, and not to say that they're not, of course. Hopefully more people are tuning in to kind of hear what you got going on, and you know.
I know I've got at least 20 listeners because
hell yeah, dude.
Because the service that I use to like put my podcasts out like everywhere. Once you hit that 20 like download threshold, you start getting paid for it. I mean, I've gotten a whole penny from this podcast. It's crazy.
No way.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I need to get on your level, dude.
Fucking like 200 more months, and I can get like fries from McDonald's.
Dude, you're gonna be rolling in it, dude.
Like a penny a month.
That's
Holy
gonna be
shit.
sick, dude. That's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, but like
watch out, Elon.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm coming for you, asshole. But what I thought was crazy was like I can look at the analytics and see like from where.
Oh,
like
the regions and stuff.
Yeah, like the regions. So it's like, you know, like, oh, like 14 in Spokane, like that makes sense. 2 in Flint, Michigan, like how the drink enough of their tap water to listen to my podcast.
Hell yeah.
And then I got 1 from Jamaica, and I'm like, how the fuck did I reach Jamaica?
Goddamn
like,
right, dude.
What the fuck?
Hell yeah, dude. When I have pligonometry, I would always dive into the analytics. I love that stuff. And so yeah, it was like, oh, we have 3 listeners from St. Lucia. Huh? I don't know anybody from the Caribbean. Like, this is crazy.
I got 1 from Salt Lake City, and I'm like, well, that person's not going to be part of the LDS soon if they're listening to my podcast.
Oh, man. Just as long as their bishop doesn't know about it.
That is true. As long as... like, that's a joke I always hear is like Mormons do anything unless there's another Mormon around. Like,
that's a great... yeah. Oh, there was a funny joke that I heard. If you take a Mormon fishing, he'll drink all your beer.
But if you bring 2 Mormons, then they'll be like watching each other. Yeah.
Yep. That's so funny. That's so true. So true. Alrighty, man. Well, hey, I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
Cool.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Hope you tune into the next one. Please do me a favor and check out the show notes. There you're going to find our guest's social media as well as the stuff of my own that I'm plugging. I would like to give a shout out to my friend Morningstar for being the one to actually make the profile image for this podcast. Do you know of any other queer comedians that I should contact to see if I can get on this podcast? Let me know and I'll see if I can hunt them down. My name is Corbin Willmorth. Thank you for listening, and as a reminder, make sure you don't keep your head on straight.